Well, good morning. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. My question to you this morning would be, which way are you going? Which way are you going? And we're going one way or the other. We're going intentionally one way and making it work, or we're going with good intentions the wrong way and not making it work. And so good intentions, unless they're acted upon, will not work. Okay, we're continuing on a excerpt that we started earlier, talking about acting upon the opportunities and not wasting that opportunity. It's been said that most time for the average person is wasted time. Now, you know something? In this day, in this age that you and I live, if we're not careful, the majority of our day will be wasted time. I can observe many hours of another man's payroll time being wasted. We are working in a location right now where people come in the morning, they punch the time clock, proceed to mull around their office for a few minutes, and then head down the corridor to get a cup of coffee and a donut. Well, when they punched that time clock, their hours started. Now they're going to eat a light breakfast on the time clock, and the boss is going to pay for it. And not long after that, they're headed to the little house, the bathroom, and they're 6, 8, 10 minutes in there, and then they back out, and lo and behold, it's break time. Time to venture down the hall and get another little sweet, and on the way, there's some loose chatter, just some talk with this one, that one, stopping here, stopping there in the hall, and talking with this one, that one. And lo and behold, in 10 minutes, here they come back down the hall. And what you've done while you're working there in the hall doing what you're doing is you've observed several people using up several hours of what you would call supposedly work time to fulfill their fleshly desire to satisfy the not needs but wants of their body, and they satisfy them on the clock. No wonder it costs so much to go and get something done if you have people burning up hours and hours and hours of clock doing things to satisfy their own bodies. An important lesson to learn from the lives of others, and that is look at your own self. I carry a rock, and this rock I have in my hand much of the time. I've learned how to work with it in my hand. This rock says to me, Peter, you cannot look through it. It's solid. You can't look through it. Do not be looking at other people and other lives, judging them. You look at yourself. You use this side of this rock for a mirror to see you. Where is your situation? Where are you wasting your time? What is your problem? Why are your good intentions not being fulfilled? I can tell you why. Because many times I'm not looking at my own rock. But when you're looking at other people's rock, you're wasting your good intentions. So if you have any good intentions, use them. Put them in force and go to work on them. Now we're talking Bible lessons. How do you get a Bible lesson? You open the Bible. And when you open the Bible for yourself and you go to reading, you could get the lesson there is there before you. You can put it to work. Watch the life of those who you're reading about. Which way did it go? Did it go always toward the Lord, or did it go away from the Lord? Did you see their failure and the results of their failure and what God had to say to them? And by the way, if you follow through with your good intentions, you are going to have some failures. Hey, if you don't have any failures, you ain't doing anything. You are not doing anything if you don't have some failures in your life. Okay, some went the other way. Some went the way God led them. Some started out with good intentions, the way God was leading them. And when the adversary came along, they fell by the wayside and said, hey, if I don't do that today, life will be easier. Well, you better heed the warning. The warning's in the Bible. Let me give you a few little words of wisdom I'm picking up in my studies this week. And as I've studied and studied hard this week on different subjects, one of the subjects I've been on this week is the subject of the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem, which is going to ascend from heaven. We're going to talk about that some in a little bit. But some of the words of great men of God can speak very sharp and very wonderful ways for men who walked with God to teach you how to walk with God, if you will look at the wisdom in their lives and say, if it worked for them, it'll work for me. Never forgetting now that God is always on the scene. God is always on the scene. The echoes of the past are the pictures of the future for you and I. The echoes of the past are the picture of the future for you and I. And we are to learn from the God of heaven what that picture says to us directly when God puts us and open your Bible to a man, a book, Habakkuk. You say, what is Habakkuk? Habakkuk's a little book. Where did Habakkuk come from? Unless you really get in there and do a real study, you're not going to find much about him, where he came from. But you're going to find out that the little bitty words that God had him write down in the little bitty spaces in the Bible are earnestly important. Very, very important. God did that on purpose. He gave us what Habakkuk said on purpose. He gave us what Micah said on purpose. God did everything with a purpose, still does. He sees every sparrow that falls. He sees he knows every hair on your head by count. He is very earnestly interested in you as a human being, fellowshipping with him. Fellowship between man and God was the desire of God when he created man. When he created man, the desire that he had was fellowship.